Well, I was cheeky to Mr. Beeren, wasn't I? I shouldn't have said. What did I say? I said the fruits of his mentality, and yes, I call that letter that went out his brainchild, and the fruits of his mentality. I was a bit cheeky. I shouldn't have been so cheeky. Anyway, Mr. Beeren wrote back to me on the 28th of October about New South Wales Electoral Commission's geolocator system. He talked to me about my entitlements and my eligibility. Well, I did discuss rights and responsibilities in my letter. He talked about the New South Wales Electoral Commission and its responsibilities. He described them to me. He gave me reasons why the New South Wales Electoral Commission should have a geolocator project designed to augment the New South Wales electoral roll, and ability to use residents' geocodes will greatly improve, blah, blah, blah. So he gave me all the virtues of having a geocode project. He told me that the Electoral Commission is seeking to voluntarily obtain residents' geocodes. He says, our records indicate that an initial letter was sent to you. I apologize if that did not happen. So it's voluntary, and apparently an initial letter was sent out that I didn't get. He says, as it is quite evident that you do not wish to be involved with this voluntary exercise to augment the electoral roll, I have removed your address from the Elector Geocode System database listings. Well, that was nice of him, wasn't it, to take me off the database listings that I didn't even know I was on in the first place. And that was from the Director of Enrolment, Paul Beeren. I was cheeky to him, and he did write me a nice, restrained, polite letter back. And yes, that's interesting. But I mean, do we really want to be monitored by, geocodes and things? And let's just see. I monitor too. Now, yes, on the this was written on the 28th of October. Now, when was this? Yes, my statistics on my private personal web pages for the 26th of October. I had a visit from, the New South Wales Electoral Office, yes, their Telstra account. And they spent 8 minutes and 42 seconds going through my personal web pages. They looked at the main page. They looked at an article on my page on mine about asbestos. They went back to my main page. They looked at an article on mine about evolution. That's interesting. They looked at an article on mine about suggestion, about the psychology of suggestion. They then left. Yes, they went away for a while, and they came back. No, they went off to a link of mine. Then they, yes, were reading more about suggestion, reading more about evolution. Very interesting. They read an article of mine about May Gibbs, the Australian children's author and illustrator. They left on a link then and came back to that page. They read an article of mine about Patterson's curse. Yes, went off to a link of mine. What did they do? They looked at some artwork of mine. Sigh. They looked at some gay word search puzzles that I'd put up online. They looked up some Buddhist word search puzzles. This is someone from the New South Wales Electoral Office. And then they went to my boyfriend's physics pages, which are links on my pages, and they spent a bit of time at his physics pages. Yes, reading all about the Bell paradox and the Minkowski time intervals and Einstein derivation. I shouldn't be too bitchy, though. I mean, office workers nowadays say that they want the right to surf the internet during office hours to do shopping and things. Anyway, someone at the electoral office was looking me up and spent 10 minutes looking at my web pages. And I guess that was, well, I could argue that it was on taxpayers' time and that they shouldn't have been, blah, blah, blah. It could have been anyone checking me out for whatever reason. They must have needed to see my gay pages and my Buddhist pages. So that's modern privacy too about government departments. Should a government department be checking out my articles about May Gibbs or about my boyfriend's physics pages? These are questions that can and should be asked. Yes, we should be asking these questions. Now, if that department is going there and reading my web pages, all about me, my personal background, I mean, yes, looking at my artwork and articles I've written, I mean, how do we know that they're going to be responsible with these aerial photography and their aerial geo database? How do we know they're not going to start perving, as we say in Australia? How do we know they're not going to start perving in our backyards all the time and checking us and monitoring us? It's possible, We might all end up wearing barcodes, as I said. Silicon chips implanted. Yes, we might. It's all worth something to think about. It's worth thinking about. But I mustn't be too cross, must I? I mustn't be, I mustn't take it all out on Mr. Beeren. See ya.